right. Well, hey, everybody. It's Grimm Green from GrimmGreen.com back here today. Thank you so much for joining me again on this, the Mod Monday. What mod we have to talk about this week is, oh man, I just have a love-hate relationship with this. It's the Kanger NEBox. I'm going to tell you all about how it was amazing at first, and then all about how it became a leaky nightmare, and all about using the RBA Base. But in order to get to know this device just a little bit better, what we're going to do right now is go up close, as we always do. Quick, short, uppy-closey time, right? All right, yeehaw. Well, this is the NEBox, or NEBox, is that in focus, from Kanger Tech, all in one. It's single 18650, temperature control up to 60 watts. You can use their own coil heads, which it's backwards compatible with all of the previous Kanger, sub-tank coil heads, as well as it has an RBA base in there. You can see your juice window right there. It holds 10 full mils of juice, just a tiny little drip tip on top. It's all sort of its own package, and for a while it worked really, really great. This is the display on it. I have it set to 37 watts. It's a 0.5 ohm single coil in there. When you press the button, it creates vapors, and you can see how much voltage you're using. USB for charging if you want, or you can pop these off. Now, the absolute best way, IMO, to pop these off, just use a quarter to get it started. Stick a quarter in there, unscrew. And then your battery comes out and you can replace it and be vaping and on your way. I'm not going to replace this battery. F it, let's just do that. Here's the base right here. Big, giant spring-loaded contact on there. And to get this screwed down all the way, yeah, you're gonna need a screwdriver or a quarter of something to get it all the way in. You can't do it with just your fingers. Same thing goes for the base here, where you're gonna put your coil heads or your RBA base. The airflow comes directly from the bottom, so while you're vaping, try not to cover that hole. You're also gonna need a screw, and you're gonna need to hold this upside down and unscrew this with a quarter or a screwdriver. And there's the RBA base right there. And when I first got this, I thought, well, that's cool that they included an RBA base, but how are you going to plug this into your device and then, glow your coils and get them working properly so you're not going to have any hot spots or anything? And then I realized, it's backwards compatible. So what you can do is just take this RBA base out, just like that, and screw it into a sub-tank base. And you can attach this sub-tank base to any mod that you want, and you can build your coils and glow them all nicely. Let me take the top off. Let me take a look at these coils. I haven't glanced at them in a while. Hey, they're still doing pretty good. So let's screw this all back together and get it all put back together. Now, when you're filling up your tank, you're gonna be able to fill it, to like right there. You see where that little line is right there? That's how full you're going to be able to fill it. It's a 10 mil tank. It holds a whole fuck ton of juice. I don't know. I believe that to be glass, which could be fragile, this, that, and the other. Additionally, cleaning it is kind of a bummer. I tried to clean it once and it didn't go so well. I had a different juice in here. I had a very fruity, I had Carbonator Crush in here, and then I wanted to switch it over to a bakery type flavor, and instead of just rinsing it out with water, and there was water speckles in there and still some residual juice, I just decided, fuck it, I'm gonna fill it up with the new flavor, and the flavors kind of intermingled for a little bit, and then I finally was able to switch over flavors completely. And when you're putting this back together, what you're going to want to do is crank it down hard. Don't just get it finger tight. Take your quarter, take your screwdriver, crank it down on there hard as it'll go until it completely stops turning. I try to just really, really crank it down. That's going to maybe help prevent a little bit of leaking, but as it stands, I haven't been able to get this to be completely leak-free yet. But we're going to talk about that once we get back out to normal view, which, there you go. That's what we're going to do right now. So yeah, that's the NEBox up close and personal. I first got it and I was using a nickel coil head in here. I had it set to temperature mode and it was very nice. It was just a really great vape. And then I posted a picture of it on my Instagram, which goes to my Facebook. And then everybody on Facebook was like, whoa, watch out. That NEBox, it leaks like crazy. And I'm like, what? I've been using this for at least 24 hours now, and I've had no leaking issues, 0 leaking issues, of which, you know, I'm always terrified of leaking issues. There's nothing that frustrates me more than leaky tanks and shit like that. So I ran my leak tests on it. I sat it upright in my sink right here in the bathroom overnight. Went in the next morning, picked it up, no leaks anywhere, right? That's great. So I'm like, okay, well, let's run some more tests. So I left it all day, sitting in that sink sideways, just seeing, what happens? What happens? I'll leave it sideways all day. Went in there, 8 hours, 9 hours later, picked it up, looked, hey, it's good, it's clean. I don't know what these crazy people are talking about. I have no leaking issues with my NEBox. Done. And then I left it, I vaped the crap out of it, and then I left it sitting in my Stormtrooper mod holder on a little piece of, felt, right? Left it sitting there overnight, came in here the next morning, sitting down to work, looking over here going, I want a vape. What do I want to vape? How about that NEBox? It's a really good vape. I picked it up and it was just like a soggy sponge. It was like it was sitting on a soggy sponge. It was like, bleh, and just, and juice was everywhere. And it was all over the bottom of it, and it was just glistening and just mocking me, going, ha ha, you didn't think I leaked, but I leak like crazy. And I went, God damn it. Okay, fine. Maybe those coil heads aren't perfect and they're leaky. So I tried the RBA Base, and the RBA Base is great. It's the exact same RBA Base from all of the Kanger sub-tanks. You can plug it onto a Kanger sub-tank base and attach that to a mod so that you can, build and pinch and glow your coils and get them all going perfectly, and you wick it the exact same way. So I primed that coil, I put it in this base, I put it in there, I filled up the tank, and I'm vaping away, and the vape on it is so good. This is just a great vape. This is a 0.5 ohm single coil. I have it set to 37 watts. It's flavorful, it's slightly warm, and it's just really, really good. Oh, it's good. I can take nice, long drags on it, and I don't worry about burning or anything like that. And I don't worry about juice in my mouth because the coils are so far away from your mouth. I don't get any spit back. All I get is wonderful vapor, wonderful flavor. The airflow on this, they freaking nailed it. The airflow is unbelievable. It's just, God, that perfect level of resistance. You can't do mouth to lung hits with it, really? No, it's really, really open, but you can, you take that nice, smooth, swooshy airflow. God, it's such a good vape. I just absolutely hands down love the way this vapes. And the RBA Base, I got it in there and it was working great. It was just vaping, and I'd put it on my desk and I'd do some work and I'd vape something else and I'd come back and I'd vape it and I'm like, that's it. It's just the stock coil heads. Something's not seating right in there. It could be this new base. It's just the airflow. It's weird. Something was causing that to leak because now the RBA Base, I've got it all wicked up and it's not leaking at all. And then it happened. I left this sitting in a different chamber in the Stormtrooper, mod holder over here. And I happened to leave for the day. I went up to Orange County, California, and I was gone all day long from about noon to midnight. And I finally get back home, and I'm putting away some juice that I got, and I'm firing up the computer. Maybe I can answer some comments before I go to bed. And I go, oh, look at that NEBox. I want to vape you. Picked it up, wet sponge all over again. It was like, bleh, like just juice all over the mod stand, all over the base, all over the bottom. And I'm just thinking, God damn it, this leaks. And I don't know why. It just leaks. The vape on it is so good. I absolutely, without a doubt, love this thing. If it didn't leak, I would love it a lot more. But fuck, it leaks, man. There's no way around it. Mine just leaks, and I wanted to believe that it wouldn't, and I thought that it didn't for a while, but it turns out, yeah, dude, it leaks, and that's a bummer. Please, Kanger Tech, I am begging you. I don't talk to Kanger Tech. I don't know any reps at Kanger Tech, but Kanger Tech, if you're watching this, please upgrade the NEBox. Do like a version 1.5. I'm supporting you in this. Do a version 2 that doesn't leak. Keep the same airflow, keep the same design, keep the same everything. Just make it not leak. Overall, I really, really like this device. The vape on it is stellar. The flavor that I get from it is awesome. The addition of the RBA base, you can build your own coil heads. You never have to buy coil heads again. You can use your own coil heads, but be careful because the damn thing leaks. And because I wish to keep using this, what I've been doing, which is a dumb workaround, you shouldn't have to have this kind of workaround for a new product, is I pop the drip tip off, I flip it upside down, and that's how I store it. So that the next time I grab it, I don't have juice fucking everywhere. Simple workaround, I guess. Pop the drip tip off, flip it upside down, and that's how you're going to store it. I mean, that's every time I set this down, I set it down upside down now. And I grab it, and I grab the drip tip, and I put the drip tip back on, and I vape it. It's just really, really good. Will you need your vape budget hands? That was a really, really long video, and I apologize. Will you need your vape budget hands? I'm going to post a link in the description to the Kanger site, as well as I found it on My Freedom Smokes, $60. If it didn't leak, I would say no questions asked, just buy it. But it is $60 for a leaky device, and if you're willing to put up with the leakiness or do have some sort of workaround, or if you know why it's leaking or how you prevent said leaking, let me know in the comments if yours has ever leaked. Mine has leaked on multiple occasions and it just upsets me. $60 will get you a Kanger NEBox. I'm going to wrap this up before it gets any longer, but that's what I got, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me again, and as always, yeah, even if it's leaky, let's keep on vaping.
That's enough.